Join us today as we go behind the scenes at Longwood Brewery and meet Harley, Tracy, and Milo.
Welcome to another episode of Love Where You Live. Today we get to go behind the scene with Longwood Brewery, and we get to meet Harley, the brewmaster, and Tracy, who is the business end of the business. So I guess the heart and the brains, whichever way around.
So true, so true.
So how are you guys doing today?
We're good.
Yeah, we're very good. Yeah. Middle of the week, and things are progressing well.
Enjoying the sunshine and coffee.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Gee, it sure sucks to live on the West Coast, doesn't it?
It
Yeah, no
really
kidding.
does. It
Long,
does.
sunny days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good for business, too.
Sorry?
It's good for business.
Beer drinking season.
Yeah. So tell us a bit more about yourselves. Are you from Nanaimo, or where do you hail from?
We're both from Ontario. We moved to Vancouver Island in 1996, 95. Lived up island and moved down to Nanaimo in year 2000 to start up the Longwood Brew Pub.
Right. So
And, we've been here since. We've been at the Longwood Brewery here, which is the second incarnation of the Longwood, for 7 years.
Nice.
Fact check.
Fact check is right.
So how did you get started brewing the beer?
That's all Harley.
Beer brewing started about 30 years ago for me, when I was in photography school in Toronto. So a little deviation from my schooling, but it quickly took over my life as I enjoyed it quite a bit more. Tracy, on the other hand, hails from the construction side of the world.
Yes.
What did you do?
I was in construction management when we opened the brewery 7 years ago, and kind of managed to do both for a few years, and then finally tapped out, and we went all in here. And so I'm in charge of the whiteboards and the budgets and such. So very easily transferable skills.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Well, what made you decide to open your own brewery?
We ask that every day.
It's a common question that comes up in
Yeah.
our minds these days. Well, it's 7 years ago. It was the craft brewing world was just on a super fast escalating up curve.
Mm-hmm.
There was only 35 breweries in BC. Today, I think there's just slightly over 200. So it's been a quick curve, quick growth, and we thought we'd get in, and here we are.
Yeah.
Still alive and still making beer.
I think the
And loving
demand
it.
at the brew pub was for off sales just became
Yeah.
more than they could do, more than the space could allow.
The brew pub was more set up for in-house service as a restaurant and bar. And so this offshoot was to capitalize on packaged restaurants and bars, servicing restaurants and bars and retail stores.
Okay. So are you exclusively brewing on, I'm trying to remember where you guys are.
Boxwood?
Or is there still some brewing going on at the pub?
Oh no, both locations are fully operational brewery. The brew pub has a very busy brewing schedule there just to service all the customers. So their brewery there was sized to service as many seats as they have in the restaurant, and not a whole lot of extra capacity. So this place here we built quite a bit larger than the brew pub, and we fulfill all the rest of the capacity and hopefully more.
Yeah, right on. So tell us what drew you to Nanaimo? What attracted you to Nanaimo?
Honestly, it was the brew pub.
Yeah.
We lived up island in Black Creek, which was a little bit of paradise.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller,
Yeah.
lived right on Saratoga Beach. It was kind of like waking up on holiday almost every day.
And that's from moving from downtown Toronto to Black Creek.
Wow.
To Black Creek. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a few family members wondering how that was going to happen, but we managed.
So what are you finding your biggest challenge right
Well, I mean, right at the moment, obviously restaurants and bars aren't open. Been shut down for a spell, and that makes up easily half of our business is draft beer in restaurants and bars. So we kind of had to do a pretty quick about face and figure out how we were going to sell more beer. Home delivery is something that sort of happened in the industry. People didn't want to go out, so we bring the beer to you, curbside, no contact delivery, and that's been pretty successful since we started it about a month ago.
Cool. What kind of positives have you found while dealing with all of this COVID-19?
The Nanaimo support, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
The absolute support for local businesses, for Longwood. The emails that we're getting just saying thank you for letting me stay home and bringing me my favorite beers. I know our delivery driver, every day he comes back, he is in such a fantastic mood because people are so appreciative and so grateful to still have the service when we're being challenged. But definitely Nanaimo support has been overwhelming.
100%.
Great to hear, because I mean that our previous guests, same thing, they expressed how much love they're feeling from the community. So that's kind of it's really touching to see the outreach and support from the community for all our small businesses. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, and I think it really helps, like for us personally, right now, Harley and I are the only ones working in the brewery, and it can be somewhat isolating, and just so to hear these stories or get emails from people just feels very connecting. It connects you back to our customers. And I will say I've probably talked to more people in the last couple of months because we're it. And it's been great connecting very closely to the community.
Now,
I can definitely second that. When I went out and did some home deliveries, you get a really good dissection of who your market is. We deliver to retail stores, and we're kind of the middle person there, and we don't actually get to see the final customer a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting for sure. Entertaining as well. They're quite animated. They've been locked up for a while.
Now, we're trying to feature all local businesses, but I took a look at your website and it looks like local means something a little different when it comes to your business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We even kind of tossed around new words for local. The whole term seemed to lose a bit of its luster over the last few years, as local could mean anywhere in the province. Our local is, we tossed around the term community sourced for a while. That's a bit of a mouthful, though. We're back at local, but we often, when you buy a beer, you want to buy it from a brewery and it's brewed locally, but where does the brewery go to get their ingredients? And that's where the rubber hits the road with us. We have spent the last 5 years sourcing barley, having it grown on the island, which is a great farming community here. It's unbelievable. Once word gets out that you're sourcing local ingredients, they basically come knocking on your door. We've had beets, quince,
cantaloupe,
all berries, cantaloupes, stinging nettles, you name it. If somebody's got a quantity of something, they'll find us and we'll do something with it. So not only are we just acquiring our barley and our hops, which are two of the main ingredients of beer, we're utilizing every other possible source of ingredient that we can find.
Yeah, cool.
Which has been fun. Developing relationship with farmers is really rewarding.
So Tracy was telling me that you have something special brewing, no pun intended. But do you want to tell us about the terroir of beer?
The 3 farms.
The 3 farms.
Here, I'll get it.
I'll grab it.
He's gonna grab the can of it. Yeah, we have a new. We've actually produced this once before, and we're probably looking at about 2 weeks before its release. It's called Three Farms.
Voila.
Hello, Vanna.
Well, Three Farms is sort of a reference to some of the farms that are we've sourced ingredients for the beer. Hops, 2 hop yards very close to Nanaimo, one down in Maple Bay and one in Cedar. There's a third one just north that we use frequently as well in other beers, but they didn't make this beer, and they're up in the Noose. So lots of hops grown right in the central Vancouver Island. Barley is sourced from a dairy farm up in the Comox Valley, Castlewood Farms. Castlewood Farms, and they've been growing barley for 3 or 4 generations of the family up there. So they've been around for quite a while, and they do a superior job at growing it. And then it just doesn't stop there. They have to grade it, size it, uniform kernels, and then we purchase it raw, and then we take it to another farm down in Duke Point where a fellow by the name of Jeremy White is a malt master, and he prepares it for brewing. So it goes through a whole 7 to 10 day process before we can utilize it in brewing. So
you're not going to want to hear this, but I'm not really a beer drinker.
Well, we could change that.
Yeah, we could change it.
You're the brewery that has started to change my mind. Way back years ago when you were making a barley wine.
Oh.
Yeah. And I kind of got hooked on that.
Nice.
And then I thought, well, if this is good, let's try something else. So I've tried your raspberry. Nice. And actually drank the glass. I usually don't finish a glass of wine, of beer. I'll have like maybe half a cup of it, and then I pass it off to Joseph. It's like, yeah, I've had a taste, and now
I'm good.
I'm done.
Well, that works okay for Joseph.
Yeah.
Little side benefit there.
That's right.
But
1.5 beers.
So many interesting beers, I'm starting to come to the dark side.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
we got.
how do I get my hands on your beers? How do I contact you? And is it just through delivery, or can I pick up?
Right now, which we hope will change in the near future. Right now, our tasting room is closed.
Yeah.
And we have a delivery. We have an online store at delivery.longwoodbeer.com or through our main webpage. And we also supply to all the local liquor stores, government stores, private stores. Right now, that's the option. And we're hoping very soon that our tasting room can come back.
We have a nice little outdoor picnic area that has a couple picnic tables, and then sits right in the sun with some nice little hop vines around it. So pretty soon we hope that will be open as we could take advantage of the weather.
Yeah.
How far is your delivery range?
We go Cinnabar, Chase River up to Lanceville. It makes our delivery guy so happy. Barry will do anything for anybody.
Yeah. Right on. So yeah.
We do supply liquor stores pretty much province-wide.
And we had just actually released in Saskatchewan right before the close down. So hopefully that will pick up again. But for now, we go back to our island roots, and this is where we started, and this is our priority.
Right on. Well, thanks for taking the time today and meeting with us. Great to hear all the stories, and actually it was really neat to hear how the fact that we have the ingredients locally. I mean, you never think, hops and all that. Yeah.
We did a very recent beer with utilizing grapes from a winery too. So beer.
Okay, we got her on that one.
Beer wineries crossing over. So if you would like to try a beer that is not a beer, you can try one that's been aged and brewed on Pinot Noir grapes.
Mm.
And Marechal Froche, it's a really good indication of a winery down near Duncan, Emendare. Real crossover from beer to wine. It's quite unique. First time we've ever done it, and we're pretty happy with it.
So this sounds like this would be the perfect Mother's Day beer.
Oh,
There you go.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got a nice
Joseph,
deep red
call me.
color to it. Yeah.
All right, we'll have to talk after this, but
That's
Yeah,
right.
sure.
thanks for the look inside Longwood Brewery, and hopefully one of these days we'll be able to do a actual physical tour and
Mhm.
do another.
That would be
show.
great.
Looking
Come
around.
and meet Milo, the brew dog.
It's-
All right. Well, it was really nice
Okay.
chatting with you, and looking forward to seeing you in person.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time, guys,
Thank you.
and stay well.
Help us to spread the word about these special and unique businesses that we get to meet. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with all your friends. This is Judy and Joseph saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of Love Where You Live.